overall it was a difficult year for a variety of reasons. The primary reason, of course, being what was happening in the marketplace, that the Venezuelan business continued to grow through the first 3 months of 2016. And then in April, just after Easter, there was a complete turnaround. And since Easter, every month has seen a decline in the number of overall arrivals. And most recently, we're looking at 30% declines compared to the same month a year previously. Now, that didn't necessarily impact the hotels as much as might be expected, although obviously it did have an impact. But really, it was just the climate of going from what was seen to be quite remarkable growth to just the opposite, and coming to terms with that, because everyone expected, and we had quite a number of discussions with the ATA in 2015, we knew that at some point the Venezuelan business would basically collapse. We weren't sure when, and so for a number of properties, the challenge has been finding alternative markets, and that took a little bit of time, but certainly in the latter half of 2016, quite a significant number of those hotels began to see the results of these alternative plans, and I think we're going to end the year overall reasonably well. But at the end of the day for 2016, we've held occupancy compared to 2015, but the average room rate is down, and RevPAR is down by about 3 to 4%, which we expected. Many of the hotels have had to discount their rooms to maintain that occupancy level. We're hoping that 2017 will be stronger. We'll wait to see. I mean, all the indications are that the first quarter is going to be reasonably good, certainly by comparison with first quarter 2016. The beginning of the year started out very slowly for the hotels, and for the balance of the year they were really trying to recover from that. So that was more on the marketing side. And then, of course, there was the issue with the government regarding the change in the way the hotels were to be licensed, which really came to a head in April of this year, when the government submitted its draft legislation to Parliament. And after that, from April onwards, we were having many meetings with parliamentarians, with other interested stakeholders, with the government itself, to discuss the implications of what was likely to happen should the legislation be passed. And as you know, it was quite a public discussion. I think the good thing that came out of it was that people began to understand how important, if they didn't already understand, how important tourism is to the community, and the fact that tourism is continually changing, and that Aruba has to keep pace with what's going on elsewhere in the world, or it's going to become irrelevant, and that's not what you want. And that was something that was very useful, that the community began to understand. And it also taught us to do things in a different way. AHATA was much more public this year, much more prominent